Oh, it's so cute. He's pretending he's driving. You're supposed to be awake when you're driving, kitty. Oh, I got this BJ40 Land Cruiser back for service. It's been a while. Everything had been pretty good that I'd done to it. It hadn't overheated, oil was pretty good, all the wiring's pretty good, dash works. But it broke a couple of axle bolts and destroyed the diff housing. So I sent it off, got new diff, front and rear, new clutch, new brake hoses. I've got it back from the four-wheel drive specialist, and take the handbrake off, the car won't roll, it just barely moves, and the brakes were sloppy. But now I've just crimped, bloody phone, I crimped off the front hose and now they're good, so I know the front brakes are out of adjustment. I've got these two radiators to send off tomorrow. That's the one for the BJ40, that's the one for the Mercedes. 3 litre diesel, 2.2 6-cylinder petrol. But yeah, I'll show you what's wrong with this one. Unfortunately, it has not been soldered properly along the top tank. So it's all started leaking. And around here it started leaking. And even there it started leaking. So I'll send that back. See a few other spots. I did some work to the Mercedes last night. Went a little crazy on it. Because she is old, 52 years old. Things need to be looked after. So I've taken all the hoses off, thermostat housing gone. Water pump I did about 6 years ago, before I even bought this car. It actually came in for service and roadworthy. They wanted the water pump done then, but it failed the roadworthy. Then I bought it. But yeah, I did something a little major last night too. I did one of the cylinder covers, the rear one. This is the only access you get to the cylinder cover. Up in there. You can see the cylinder. That took 2.5 hours to get that fucking thing off. Bet I didn't break any of the bolts. So that's not too bad. So if I did, I would have been fucked. Here are the bolts for the cylinder cover. They've been in water and coolant for the last 52 years. You know, that one is half corroded off, but it wasn't broken, screwed out. 5mm Allen key heads. Had to use a pair of vice grips to get that one out. You know, I'll be replacing these, obviously. But I think I performed a miracle last night getting these out. Absolute miracle. Just have to have patience. Yeah, if I snapped one of those, oh, the joys of re-tapping where that is. Can you just imagine the joy of drilling out and re-threading one of those bolt holes where it is? That's the starter motor there, and up there's the manifolds. That's the throttle linkage across there. Absolute cunt. Oh, it's a hot day. Driving the Jag. Haven't driven this much lately. Got good air conditioning and the Mercedes is in pieces at the moment. Because of the stupid government, the dickheads, it's not worth running this on LPG anymore. Oh, I got my radiator back for the Mercedes. It was 1/3 blocked. So it was pretty bad actually. I went and got some hoses to make up some other hoses with. As you can see, that's how you do it. Like that's the bottom radiator hose. I've selected looks like an A82 hose. Yeah, it's the right diameter. It's got a nice bend in it, so I'll cut it nicely. A few other little bits and pieces. Unfortunately, those two hoses I'm going to swap because I was deceived by the swollen hose and the size of it. It needs to be a bit smaller, because one of them had the perfect curve for this. As you can see, someone used straight hose, crimped it, and that's thicker diameter, the same as those, but I'll go swap them. The fun of things. Found some hoses, like got some 3/4 heater hose. I might get a 3/4 heater tap, because it's only got a 5/8 heater tap on there. So now I've got some moulded hose. So I've never done the hoses on this car. I feel terrible, but yeah, that goes on the outlet. I'll cut it there, put the heater tap in, and then a bit of straight hose there. So it'll all come up pretty nice. And this tube here is pretty hammered. I couldn't get a new one at all. This connects the bottom hose, goes there, to the water pump housing at there, and the heater return there. And try and find one of these. So I've repaired this one as much as possible. It is still salvageable. It's come up pretty good. The inside of it I will leave alone. Yeah, that's pushing my luck. It's come up good. I cut down the end there because that was all corroded badly. But yeah, that should work well. Looks awful, but yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. But there is enough metal there to actually clamp onto nicely. And it shouldn't rust anymore. Or from the outside anyway. Well, here's the cylinder cover, or side plate. A few different names for them. But, this one had been weeping ever since I bought the car. It's sort of got pinholes through it. I've been putting it off because it's one of those jobs you really don't want to do. I was pretty sure I was going to break one of these bolts, and that was just going to be an absolute nightmare. I managed not to, so that was lucky. But yeah, let's have a look at the other side. Yeah. Now, prepare yourself. This is 50 years of coolant calcification, minerals from the water, rust, all that other stuff. So let's have a look. Ugh. This is why I'm going to flush the engine block, but no chemicals. I don't want to push my luck too far. Just compressed air and water, so you send bubbles through to break up all the shit after it's sat for 2 days to dry out, and that should get a lot of this stuff out of the engine. But you can see, pretty bad. Now you see why I wanted to change this. Now you see why I'm amazed I didn't break any bolts, because they go through into the water jacket. So, oh, getting done now. Before you comment about me keeping my coolant clean, it was actually always clean, fresh and green. No floating debris. I flushed it about once every year and a half. Really no sign of this. This is a build-up, so it'll all come off now that it's been dry. And it's probably what slowly blocked the radiator up. Just little bits of this going into it, and the radiator's been in there for 12 years. But the car never really had overheating issues. Just started running about 5 Fahrenheit hotter in the last few days. So I've been driving it a lot because of the price of LPG, and the Jaguar's just too expensive now. So, at least it's all getting done. Well, I got the radiator back for this. It's nicely repaired. They apologised and did the Mercedes one nice and cheap for me. But I don't have any hoses. They come tomorrow. So, just can sit. I pretty much run out of things to do on cars at the moment. But there's lots to do.